Ready? Are we all good? Everyone ready? In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rail the Berm is brought to you by Mozzie Fox Productions.
Mudslingers Bike Shop. Lay down the cash on your new bike and hit the on-site 8-foot mini ramp, pump track, and practice gate. Never spent a nickel at Mudslingers? You're welcome to come out and ride. Mudslingers Bike Shop in Plano, Illinois on Lewin Main Street is rider-owned, dealing in race, street, park, trails, and flatland. Every BMX road trip requires a visit to Mudslingers Bike Shop. Enjoy the ride. 630-552-7433. That's Mudslingers, mofo!
This is Justin the Bull Posey. How much can you bench, bro?
This is the Style Man calling style.
And this is Bobby Motomag, Mudslinger Bike Shop's AA Cruiser Extraordinaire.
Thanks for listening to Rail the Berm, the bicycle motocross show, and thanks to our title sponsors,
S Squared, Claiborne, and Answer BMX. Go flats with the Catalyst pedal by pedaling innovation.
Also, click on the Amazon link at railtheberm.com and start shopping. It helps the show.
Yeah, help Rail the Berm stay on the air by subscribing and committing only $5 a month.
Just hit that subscribe button at railtheberm.com and subscribe to Rail the Berm wherever you get your podcasts.
Rate this show and don't forget to leave a comment, both good and bad.
Hello, this is James Palmer of Claiborne Bicycle Motocross. A lot of people ask me, James, how do you listen to a podcast? Where do you get a podcast? I look at them and say, Google it, bro. Rail the Berm, the bicycle motocross show. Google it, bro.
That's right, the S Squared CEO. It first rolled out as a prototype in 2009. The S Squared CEO frame has been the head honcho, the big cheese, the big wig ever since. All other brands just get the CEO its coffee. You're losers. Don't get coffee. Sign the checks. Be the boss man on the S Squared Chief Executive Officer. Justin the Bull Posey, Tori Nyhog, and Lauren Reynolds are calling you into the boardroom. They're promoting you to winning. All other brands, you're fired. S Squared CEO. SSquaredBicycles.com.
This is Tori Nyhog of S Squared. It's time for the show.
Attention race fans worldwide, grab your race gear, your motos are posted. It's Rail the Berm, the bicycle motocross show, where the fast crowd listens. The BMX show with the quickest snap. Sponsored by S Squared, Claiborne, and Answer BMX. With your host, put up your dukes and hit him with your best shot, Colin Styles, the Style Man. We have our timekeeper, the man, the myth, the legend, Skyway Nick. And Bradlack's got the BMX news. And myself, Bobby Motomag. We have a stacked gate for you today. Dirt with Howard Cato of Bay Area BMXers. And RTB back pages. So if you snap, sprint, pimp, pull, pump, jump, or get all kinds of squirrely, this show is for you. So, riders ready? Drop that gate!
And I am the Style Man, Colin Styles. Welcome again to Rail the Berm, the bicycle motocross show sponsored by S Squared, Claiborne, and Answer BMX. In studio, we have the timekeeper, Stormtrooper, Skyway Nick. Skyway,
Yes,
say hi.
what's going on, people? They're ready for a good show tonight.
Are you ready to race this weekend?
I'm always ready to race, every weekend.
Always ready to
Young, wild, and
race.
free. Skyway, have you seen Joe?
Who?
Joe Mama. Come on! You fall for that again.
You got me on that one.
Bradlack, touching all the buttons, making sure all the sounds are right. Bradlack, you ready for our kick-ass show? Okay.
Well spoken, sir.
It says right there, dramatic pause. Yes. And to my right, Bobby Motomag. And as you guys should know by now, you loyal listeners should know, Bobby Motomag is brought to you by Mudslingers Bike Shop in Plano, Illinois.
And Colin, I've got the Mudslinger Bike Shop's joke of the day.
Oh, yeah?
That's right. Colin, what goes 800 miles an hour and is red, white, and blue?
I don't know.
Skyway Nick in a blender. Come on.
What's red,
golden
white,
thing.
and blue all over,
Bobby.
or red and going 100? Is that the fastest you've ever gone, Skyway?
Probably.
800 miles an hour?
Yeah.
You ever flown in a plane? I don't know if you've ever done 800 miles an hour.
Yeah, I've been in planes many times.
Yeah, but no commercial jets. I think
I
500
don't know that.
miles.
Yeah, that's true. We're not 800 miles an hour.
Right on. But make sure you click on headlines and subscribe at railtheberm.com for bicycle motocross news and race results from around the globe. Just click on headlines at railtheberm.com and start reading. So you can subscribe or you can just go to the website. Either way. Make sure you hit us up on social media, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And before we go any further, Skyway Nick, you got the Goodyear BMX Raceway update?
Yes, I do. Monday, Bubba Harris Clinic, 6:30 to 9 p.m. Tuesday, Racing, 6:30 to 7:30 signups. Wednesday, Beginner Novice Clinic, 6:30 to 8:30. Practice on Thursday, 6:30 to 8:30. Saturday, BMX Racing League, 6 to 8 p.m. Sunday, Racing, 6:30 to 7:30 signups.
Right on, right on. If you got some local tracks, if you don't live here in Phoenix, you're not in the Phoenix area, then you're going to have to go somewhere else. So go to those local tracks and check them out. But if you are in Phoenix, check out Goodyear BMX Raceway.
That's right. Or if your bumper sticker says, I love Bubba, come on down.
But make sure you hit us up on social media, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Check out Rail the Berm back pages after the close of the show. Brett?
This is Tyler Whitfield with Throwdown BMX. You're listening to Rail the Berm, the bicycle motocross show, the BMX show with the sharpest elbows.
The BMX rider with the longest manuals, T-Wit, thanks for that. And Bobby, get me some dirt. Can you give me some dirt? Give me some dirt.
I've got all kinds of dirt, dribble, innuendo, rumors and trash with Howard Cato of Bay Area BMXers. Rail the Berm has your headlines, hearsay, social media silliness, and crappy opinions. Dirt is brought to you by Pedaling Innovations and the Catalyst Pedal. The flat pedal revolution is coming. Keep in front of it with the Catalyst Pedal. Howard Cato, talk dirty to us.
Right on, right on. This is our dirt, dribble.
All of Howard's fans are going to like that one.
Oh, yeah, loving that. Dirt, dribble, innuendo, rumors, and trash. We like to talk a little bit of news, get some opinions, and some guy that I know has been just in the trenches, doing BMX, doing bikes, doing all types of stuff up there in NorCal. Howard Cato, wanted you have on the show. Love having you on the show. I got to know you a little bit more a year ago. Had a good conversation with you. I love what you're doing in BMX. So Howard, you there? How you doing?
I'm doing great, Brad. How you doing?
We're doing great. This is the Style Man. Hey, Hato, how you doing?
I'm doing all right, man. I'm just hanging, man. It's been a rough year for me. Few things been going on with my niece and everything, but I'm still doing my BMX out here and just enjoying it, enjoying the kids, and just having fun right now.
That's right. All our love to you, Howard.
Right on, right on. So Howard, we had your son on, Brandon Cato, and we said, hey, when you go to the track, who's the real Cato? And he said, well, I've kind of been switching that up. I'm Brandon, so I decided to go with Beto. You're Howard, so does that make you Hato?
No, man, I'm going to stay old school, man. I'm going to always be Howard, man.
Oh, just Howard?
Yep, I'm going to stay Howard, man.
I always knew you as Cato, though.
But you know what? Everyone calls me Cato, even the kids. Hey, Mr. Cato, I take that too. You know what? Be honest with you. As long as you address me correctly, man, in either one of those names, man, I'm happy with it, man. I'm going to keep a smile on my face,
Right on, right on. And I know you've been putting a lot of smiles on a lot of kids' faces. We're going to get into that. And I just want to say personally, I moved out west and I'm going to these races and I see this team called Bay Area BMXers, and I have to say that I kind of, sometimes they say that you judge people by their kids, like, kids are a reflection of the parents. And so I'm sitting around, I'm looking at Bay Area BMXers, and I always liked how you guys carried yourself. You're always professional. It seemed like everybody on the team was doing it for the right reasons. And I'm like, man, whoever's leading that team must be an awesome dude. And I before I even met you or knew you, I kind of already judged you by how your team, because I felt like the Bay Area BMXers was a reflection of their leader. So, that got me intrigued. And then I read some stories about you and I'm like, you know what? This Howard Cato guy is some guy I got to get to know. And so last year I was up in NorCal for a state race and I'm like, hey, Cato, man, let's sit down and eat. Let's break some bread. we ended up closing the Chipotle. I mean, I think we were there for like 4 hours.
Hey, they had to kick us out. Remember that?
Yeah. I mean, we got there. The light was out. They're like starting to sweep the floors. Like, we got to go.
Yeah.
We were talking
but
BMX.
They didn't want to be rude, though. They just let us continue on, man, until we were ready to leave, though. It was great.
Yeah, loving that. And I got to know a lot more about you. And I want the people out there in Rail the Berm land to know a little bit more about you, too. But before we go into some more about you, we're going to maybe look at some quick headline news that we have going on in the BMX world. So I'll turn it over here to Brad Alack, the newsman. How's it going?
So, Howard, thanks a lot for coming on. I appreciate it. I'm just going to go over some quickie headlines here.
Mm-hmm.
I think we're going to do mostly just how's Howard today, but then we'll get into maybe some news stuff. I'm not too sure what Colin Stiles, the host of the show, really has planned. But that being said, one, Howard Cato, you owe me lunch because you said, hey, I'm coming out to Phoenix. I'm going to give you a call and we're going to have lunch. So Howard Cato owes me lunch, one. And then two, I wonder if, Howard, are you the CK Flash of California or is CK Flash the Howard Cato of England?
Ooh.
Wow, that's a tough one right there, man. You know, I think CK, he's doing this thing over there big, man, and I applaud what he's doing out there, man. And I think, you know, me, for Bay Area BMXers, man, I'm representing on my side. I think with two people doing good things in each country, man, it's a great thing, you know. I'm not in the battling with people, man. I'm just in if he's doing this thing good over there, then I applaud him. If I'm doing that, I hope he feels the same way with me, you know.
Right on.
Yeah, I mean, let's face it, CK Flash, famous for the Peckham BMX track in England. Of course, Howard is famous for the Bay Area BMXer movement where he's at in the Oakland, San Francisco area. And they are battling 1 and 2 for the most altruistic and hands-on bicycle motocross mentors probably in the world. So maybe at one point you guys will have to put on the boxing gloves and see which one is the more nicer and altruistic guy. But that being said, the RTB bump lives. It's powerful.
RTB bump.
It's palpable. It works. If you want to come on the show and get an RTB bump, probably if you want to win a USA BMX title, this is the show to come on. But that being said, Tyler Smith, who nobody knew who Tyler Smith was, comes on the show. We introduce him to the world, and then poof, what does Tyler Smith do? He ends up on the Sunshine State USA BMX national t-shirt. So congratulations to the RTB bump, not necessarily to Tyler because he laid an egg during racing, but congratulations to the RTB bump because you have struck again. Congrats to us.
So speaking of RTB bump, what's going to happen to Bay Area BMXers after Cato being on the show?
Brandon Cato becomes world champion of the universe. It's pretty obvious. Wow. But that being said, Claiborne BMX is the sponsor of this show. It's a hardcore brand. For those who don't know, it's really a hardcore brand. It has its roots in hardcore brand.
It was born out of the clay
of Florida.
We ride
to
our
slay
bikes
famous trails, right?
Exactly.
That being said, its founder, one of its founders, its founding father, ended up in the hospital racing the Sarasota, Florida race this weekend. Bill Madden ended up in the hospital. Looks like he has a broken hip. So the founding father of Claiborne BMX, get well soon, Bill Madden. So.
Yes, speedy recovery, Bill.
Yeah.
Good friend of mine, man. Good friend.
That is true. So good, speedy recovery to him. Real quick, going back to CK Flash neighborhood out that way, into England territory. Of course, we all talk about, especially Nick DeSanti talks about on the show, why can't we get McDonald's or Pepsi or some of these big companies to sponsor bicycle motocross? Well, Kai White and Trey White are doing a Coke commercial in England. We'll post the video, of course, at Rail the Berm, the bicycle motocross show, show 152, I believe. 152. Congratulations to us, surviving each other's company for 152 episodes. But check out Kai White and Trey White. Those are the quickie headlines. Back to Colin Stiles, who wants to be a fanboy of one Howard Cato.
Howard Cato. So Bay Area BMXers, tell me what it's all about, how it started, what happened. BMX team, Bay Area BMXers, give us the 411.
Man, okay, so we're going back to 2012 now.
Okay.
You know, that was the start of Bay Area BMXers. You know, we few of us was putting a few ideas together, man. And we're just trying to figure out how could we make a team that the Bay Area would be able to follow up, and we'd be able to work with a lot of kids and stuff. You know, I started this out just having fun. I thought we were just going to go out there, man, and, you know, it was just going to be about 6 guys out there and just hanging out, racing and having fun, talking crap a little bit, and just, you know, racing. I didn't know we were going to go out to our first national and win it, man, and then it kind of went on after that, you know. Started building some riders up. But, you know, I have a lot of experience in the BMX field from watching my son be on a lot of factory teams, bike shop teams over the years, too. So I kind of took some of the good and some of the bad and put it with what I wanted to do, how do I want to create my team. And, you know, it's like we were on a team before, man. It was like we were sitting – how do you sit up in a pit area for almost a year and no one's talking on the team? Everyone has their egos, man. And I didn't, you know, I seen that, man. I didn't want that no more, man. I didn't want to be into that. So, you know, I always said to myself, everyone's going to talk to each other up in there. You know, there's none of this walking around and you think you're better than this over here. So, you know, I kind of latched that out, man, and made it where it was more of a family. And we bond together. We train together. We win together. So, you know, that's the motto over here, man.
So with that, is that a prerequisite that they got to be a cool guy and get along? Or you bring somebody on, they're not talking, you're like, yo, you want to stay on Bay Area BMXers, you got to get along with the other kids? Or how do you police that, monitor that? Well,
one thing is to me, I've learned over the years, man, that it's not about the person being fast. And you know, because if they come into you, they come into you, and they already want to be that fast person. They got that ego. It's not going to work because they're gonna want this sport, man. It's almost to be where everyone has their hand out and they just want. You know, I don't want it like that. I'd rather start from somebody that I can teach them and train them and get them ready for the next level, and they can get more out of BMX than far as just coming and you got the ego and you want to be a superstar. No one's a superstar over here. You know, everyone is their person, but we all together. Mm-hmm. No one wins this team. No one's winning Bay Area BMX. It's not one person that's over here just winning this team over here. We all do our part.
Okay, so then what was the main goal? So it was just you guys just wanted to have a good time, hang out.
Yeah, well,
has things changed a little bit over the years?
We wanted to have a good time, but then as the months went on, I decided that I wanted to show more awareness to the kids in my community about BMX. Put the awareness out about it. So, you know, I started going to the neighborhoods, man. Getting kids together, bringing them out to the track. You know, for a minute, I had like 12 kids when I first started, man, and then all of a sudden, it broke down to like I was down to 2 kids, man. I'm like, dang, what did I go wrong at? You know, and one of my sponsors, man, told me, he says, Howard, you can't save the world. He said, if you kept 2 kids on, he said, man, you did great. He said, it'll come in time. And time, it seemed like it was just taking forever. And, you know, I finally been catching my break now where I'm out really doing it now and got these kids on board. They know about these, they know about the BMX tracks. They know about BMX now. And, you know, my goal is to, when I go to these after school programs, because let me refresh something. So earlier in the year, I started a campaign, Flood the Streets with Bikes.
Right.
that right there was to get bring awareness, get bikes for kids, get safety gear for kids and everything, so I can go around and take these bikes to them and let them ride bikes for about an hour and a half, just have fun and just, PE for school, because a lot of the programs is being taken out now. So kids really don't have no PE. They don't have a lot of exercise programs like we used to have growing up in high school or in the elementary school. So they're taken out. So now me putting these bikes in.
Hold on a second. I want to get more to this, but we got to take a quick commercial break, and we're going to get more. I want to know more about Flood the Streets with bikes, but we got to take a quick break and talk about Force.
Okay.
Powered by Force Apparel. Forever, our rebellious style is about a lifestyle. It's about competing. Force is cutting edge, committed to outfitting bicycle motocross racers, mountain bike and road racers with premium racewear and street apparel. At Force, our customers, team riders, and employees reflect the very best in cycling sportswear. Los Angeles, California, USA is where Force headquarters calls home. From there, Force Apparel Designs set you free to go for it through innovative designs, supreme style, quality, and strict attention to detail. Forever our rebellious style. That's Force Apparel.
And we would like to thank Force Apparel for their support of the show. So this Flood the Streets with bikes, was it, I mean, did you have a good idea what you were doing, or you were just trying to get kids on bikes? Where were you focusing your energy with this program? Tell me more about that.
My focus was in my community. That's where I was focused. I was trying to pinpoint right here in Oakland, starting it out. And then I wanted to grow from there. And what I did, I chose one of Brandon's and my daughter's elementary school that they went to, and the teachers were still there. So I brought the program to her, and I let her know what I was trying to do. Her knowing what Brandon did as a kid racing BMX, they all knew about him. So they were excited about me coming out. So I was a little nervous, because now I'm working with kids here, man, and I didn't know if they was going to like this or not. But, the first day I had like 32 kids, man, and it was great. It was a hit.
So were you doing it during school time, or was it on the weekends?
Yes, during school time. So I come in the morning and give them 2 hours. 30 minutes of that is pretty much talking about bike safety, what we're going to be doing, and what the brakes are. All the stuff that the kids they anxious to ride still, but they still have to hear it. So
right. And had some of these kids have a lot of experience riding bikes? Was this maybe some of their first time riding a bike, or
a lot of their first time? Some there was a lot of them that ridden bikes before, but they just they said that they never really owned a bike. Okay. So a lot of kids out here don't own bikes, man. They said the parents. Some of the parents don't buy them, or they just never had. Me bringing that to their attention now, a lot of these kids, they're looking for these bikes. So now what I've been doing, I've given over 30 so far now, over 32 bikes that I've given away to kids. The kids, I kind of pick kids that I know that's going to really ride these bikes, whether they're riding them in the neighborhood or they're going to try to ride back and forth to school. But I've given these bikes away.
And where did you get these bikes?
Some of them. Now, here's the thing. Like right now, a friend of mine, Jesse Klein at DK, he gave me a real great deal on getting some bikes, man, from DK. So they hooked me up with a great selection of bikes this year. And I really appreciate that because, man, I it's hard to get these bikes out here. And I went to a lot of people asking for bikes for free for these kids, and I couldn't get it. So I just kind of started me a GoFundMe page. Okay. And I put a great admission statement out that let them know what I was trying to do. The GoFundMe, they ended up liking what I was doing. They was inspired on what I was doing here in the Bay Area with the kids. So I get a letter and I get an email, and they wanted to make me GoFundMe Hero of the Month for July.
Wow. Howard the Hero.
That is cool.
Yeah, so I didn't understand what it was, man. I was just like, okay, well, that's fine. I didn't know. So she asked me what was I really trying to do and how many bikes was I trying to get. And I explained to her, gave her the number of the bikes and helmets and stuff that I tried to do. And they went overboard for me, man, and they helped me. And I was able to pull out 67 bikes.
Wow.
Yeah, so I took care of that, got that out of the way, man. Because that was my big step. And then also getting friends to help me build these bikes at the same time.
Yeah, they all come in boxes. Now you got to put them together.
Exactly. And then, my friends, I thought they would be more generous. They still brought me the boxes bike. They was like, here, you got to get rid of these boxes.
Interesting that way. So these kids are riding these bikes. Like, how's it going? Are there smiles on all the faces of the kids riding? Are they stoked? Are they scared? Are they petrified they're going to crash? How is that?
Man, these kids are smiling. They're happy, man. Here's the thing, Colin, we stuff that we take for granted on a daily basis, man, that we can go ride anytime we want. These kids can't do it.
Okay.
So, my thing, I started to realize that it was more than BMX to me, man, because I like these kids right here. They're waiting on me. So I'm going to give them an hour and a half of their time, and they're going to be right there. And they're going to listen. They're going to pay attention. They're going to have fun. And when it's over with, they're going to thank me. That's one of the best things that I can get in this sport right here. Because even in BMX sometimes, man, you can do a lot for your riders, man. And down the line there, man, they'll walk right by you, man, and not say not a word to you.
Yep.
You know where I'm coming from, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Hey, Howard, hey, can I mention for the old schoolers out there that one of your supporters is Vance Patterson of Patterson Racing Products, father of Brent and Byron Patterson?
Man, I can't say enough about Vance, man. I mean, Vance is one of my best friends, man.
Right.
Me and him talk all the time. He caught me at one of my sad moments, man, at my niece's service, man. And I looked up, someone came and reached and grabbed me, man, and hugged me, man. And it really made me feel good, I was hurting, and he knew I was hurting. And, he just been, me growing up watching Brian and Brent, man, racing back in when I was a kid, man, those were heroes growing up. And to be great friends with these guys right now, man, and at any time we can talk, it's an honor. Vance always tell me, Howard, you're really doing it out there. But he don't understand, man. I got a lot of this stuff just watching them too, man, growing up. So it's an honor on both ends.
Well, let's talk about that. How did you get started in BMX yourself? And tell us maybe a little bit about your early history and your BMX journey.
Well, I started racing back in 1983. And it was hard for us to get to the BMX tracks because no one had vehicles back then. A friend of mine, he ended up having a car in the neighborhood. So earlier that week, he had went out to one of the BMX tracks where it was called Sonoma, Fremont BMX back then. And he came back with a trophy the next day. And everybody looking at this, trying to figure out, where did you get that from? And we've been riding bikes in the neighborhood, building ramps and everything. So we was ready on the streets. We just never got on the dirt before. So, he loaded a couple of us up, man, and we ended up going out that weekday for one bike race. My parents let me go out. I came back. I got me a second place trophy that night, and man, I was hooked.
Yeah.
So what ended up happening was we would catch rides from some of the store owners in the neighborhood. They had big vans, and they would load up snacks for the weekend. They take us out to the BMX tracks on the weekends,
right,
and we'd go out there. So that was another one of the things that always came to my mind, how that van loaded kids up. So I remember that. So what I'm trying to say is, when people do good for you, you got to return the favor. So that's all I'm doing right now is loading these kids up in these vans and taking them out to the BMX events and stuff and having fun with them, or sharing some of my ideas that maybe some of these people shared with me growing up.
Right on. Yeah, circle of BMX, circle of life, the circle of BMX.
That's right,
It
planting the
comes back
seed.
around in a circle. Yes.
Comes back around. So, I mean, were you getting out to the races? Were you like did you come back and say, hey, we got to build more jumps in our neighborhood, more ramps? You know, where else are you riding?
Yeah, so what happened was we had this school up in Albany up toward Berkeley, man. It was called Thousand Oaks School. And we spent our whole summer there. That's where we would be building tracks, building jumps and stuff at. And we even had a few BMX races out there. So people like Bob Madrano, old school Bob Madrano would come up. Dean Lucia from Boston, they would come. You know, all the old school guys would come up and they'd ride out there. We'd have small little races out there and stuff. And, you know, so I had Bob Madrano looking up to look up to as a kid, you know, and it was like, but you know, the crazy thing about it, even though they were older, I look at some of these guys now, I'm like, they wasn't that much older than me though.
Yeah, that happens in BMX all the time, man.
Yeah. I'm like, because like right now, watching Eric Root as a kid, man, you know, watching him race pro and everything, I thought he was older. And now I'm about to be racing him next year, you know.
Right
I'm 51. So I'm like, I still race Eric, and it's good to talk to him. And, you know, it's like seeing some of these guys, Billy Griggs. I mean, I kind of looked up to these guys back then and there, but we all were the same age. They were just faster. That's all.
They was just faster. Cool deal.
Yeah,
so
some of them now we're good friends. So, you know, we build jumps. We had little races and stuff. So, you know, we had something to go with. And the thing was...
When you said you had little races, were these just neighborhood races, everybody getting together?
Yeah, we had neighborhood races, man, and we kept score, the points and everything. We made a gate where it was a hand gate. So we had a 2-man hand gate. You know, we were straight designers, man, because we really wanted to do this. When you really love something, you'll make way to make it happen. That
is a powerful statement. If you really love something, you will find a way to make it happen.
Yeah,
and
we've had to turn on the headlights before to finish a race, man.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Right on. So what are these street races like?
Man, it was so we would have a little series. So you know, you get two people would race at a time, and then the winner would move on. The people that get second, you know, we would line them up, and then, you know, we'd break it down to 2 people that got second, and they'd line up on the gate, and whoever win that, then they'd move on over to there till we were down to the final two riders that stand up. And at the end, we'd give a little series. We'd give a trophy away. One of the riders back then, man, Dave Bentley, he raced for Patterson also and Boss back in the days. He had some big trophies, so he'd bring some trophies down, and we just have that, and that would be the winner. Because back then, it wasn't too many of us hitting the national scene. You know that. I think in my whole life, man, I probably hit probably 4 nationals out of my whole time of racing, because it was hard to do it, man. You know.
Well, you're going to some races now, but you're saying as a kid.
Yeah, and that's why the reason why I think I did that with my son is because I couldn't do it. You know, so you know, a father always try to make their kids have a little bit more than what they had. You know, so. He had the opportunity that I didn't have. You know, my dad used to take us. He took me to a lot of races until he got sick. You know, so but it got to a point where it was hard to get there. You know, it was getting hard, and then I got older.
Yeah.
You know, and
well, we can get to phase 2 on that here in a second, but we got to take another commercial break and snoop around the Answer Warehouse.
Hey, Colin, we're busted. Let's get out of here.
Dude, man, throw me the keys.
This is Lauren Reynolds. Stop in the name of the law.
Oh, what did we get away with? Carbon forks?
Oh, yeah, dude, I got those Dagger carbon forks, bro.
Oh, sweet. The answer, Dagger fork. Cranks.
Accelerator Pro Crank V2s, bro. Come on, step on it.
Colin, watch the road. Handlebars.
Dude, answer Pro Chromo handlebars, bro.
Wait, did you get the flatter bend for a killer gate start?
Oh, of course I got the flatter bend. Where's she at?
Wheels.
Dude, answer Pinnacle Pro wheel set, bro.
Tires.
Dude, answer carb tires. Let's go.
The carb tires. Good for a quick getaway. Ah! She got me. The answer warehouse is rad and does like a certain amount of security. But next time, I'll just order straight from answerbmx.com.
Moto Man, don't go.
Howard,
Losing him.
Howard.
I can imagine Howard's on the other side thinking like, what the hell's going on here? What we're doing is we're doing an Answer commercial, and we got to thank Answer. Loving what they're doing for the show, helping us out. So real quick on this street race, like, do you have a course set up? Are there turns? Are there jumps? Or is it just a flat, straight sprint?
Man, we had a whole course. We had jumps. We made a little track out of nothing. And when I say a little track, it was big. I mean, we had doubles to the tabletops, and
dirt, wood, or what?
No, this was dirt.
Okay.
Yeah, it was dirt. This track lasted for a long time at this school, man. They let us use the property for some years before they tore it down. But yeah, it was great.
That's awesome.
Back then,
and
man,
you guys built it yourself?
We made it ourselves. Back then, the city wasn't really messing with people coming out and tearing stuff down back in the early 80s, man. It wasn't like that. So, I mean, we were able to just really build this stuff. Now, if you build something like that now, man, the city will be out to come and mow that stuff down. They'll be talking about health, liability issues and everything. But, man, how can you – now thinking about that right now, no one ever came out and told us to tear that thing down.
Huh.
They sure would now.
The 80s was another time. I mean, did people from the city come out and encourage you to do more?
Well, we had people come out with the cameras. So it was a little Albany News. They would come out when we did a little
newspaper.
Yeah, they had a little paper, man.
So you're telling me you're in the streets, you're behind the school, you're building your own track, you're doing a race series, and you're getting the newspaper out there?
Man, look, my friend Jeff Willis, he still have all the so we had our own little, team, the points. We had our own points sheet and everything. So the points would come out each month. So Jeff Willis, he kept all that tallied up on who got what this month and everything, the points. So it was just like we were trying to do the same as BMX Action.
Okay.
Not BMX Action. I'm sorry, the BMX, the paper, the ABA paper back in the day.
Okay.
So we were trying to copy them. So what they were doing, we were just doing it handmade and just writing stuff down. But we had it all together.
That is awesome.
Hey, Howard, the Skyway Nick here. I found out you got to check yourself after you wreck yourself. Forget about it. Shut up. Your mother. Why, yada. Come on.
Love it.
Oh, man.
Yeah, we like to have fun around here. That's our Bobby Moto Mag. He's
man, I know Bobby, man. What's up, Bobby? How you doing?
You got that right, Howard. You got that right. Me and you's going to be hanging out at the Grands, dude.
So Howard, man, have you ever crashed, Bobby?
Only in the parking lot.
Yeah.
That's right. We're going to be bumping elbows at the Grands, dude.
At the Grands, man. Let's line it up, man. We got to get ready to go, man. I'm ready.
Good times.
I'm really preparing myself to get ready for the Grands. I'm really looking forward to racing, man. Like I said, my year I didn't get a good year of racing this year, man.
Family.
My niece, to the family and everything. But my niece is watching over me right now, man. She's not going to let me crash too much at all, man. So she's keeping me strong.
That's right.
But, back to Vance, man. Vance Patterson and the Pattersons themselves, man, look, they definitely do a lot. I have two good sponsors out here. And Vance, the Patterson is the AAA Fire Protection. And then I got Troy Thompson at Kids and Mo. I mean, these two sponsors right here, with those guys right there, man, I don't think I can do a lot of this without them, with the support, with the ideas that I get from them and everything. So I put a lot of stuff together. I'll run things by a few of my sponsors, and they're okay it and they like it. So it's the support, and it's it's basically, you know, the friendship, man, is bigger than just BMX itself, man. You know, because I really treat
That's what keeps us BMXing.
It's hard, man. It's hard to say it because the love that you have for them, man. It's not too many words that I can say it, you know, because they show me so much love.
I mean, that's what BMX is all about. That's what keeps us going, man. It's the friendships. I mean, yeah, riding the bike is fun and that's cool and exercise, and there's just a freedom of riding bikes and enjoy you get with that. But then the friendships you get through this crazy sport of riding two wheels, you're going to meet people all over the world, all over the country, all over your town. And you guys got that BMX thing together. I mean, I would have never met you for not BMX, and you know, it's cool.
Right.
And
that's right.
So I'm loving that. I know I got to hear your personal story. You know, you were doing BMX as a kid. You kind of made some bad life decisions. You almost died. I don't know. I don't know how personal you want to get with that stuff. If you want to share your story, I know when I heard your story, it inspired me, even though you kind of took a bad and turned it into a good. I mean, do you want to maybe inform us a little bit?
I have no problem with talking about that, man, you know, because, you know, if I can share something that's going to keep another kid out of trouble, man, I don't mind telling my story because I'm over that story now. You know,
You're past it.
My past made me who I am right now, you know. And like I said, I don't judge people. But, you know, like I said, I went down a wrong path in my lifetime. I mean, like my lifetime. And it cost me, you know, it cost me almost getting killed, you know, caused my family a hard burden, you know, thinking that they were going to lose me and stuff, you know. I lost a great friend, you know. Hey, you play around out there in them streets, man, you know, it can come back and get you.
So, I mean, I don't know. Basically, you were kind of doing some street things.
I was into it, man. I was into a lot of the street, you know, after BMX, man. That was a different thing calling me. You know, the doubles wasn't calling me no more, man. The streets was, you know.
Yeah.
I was, I think, going out there, you know, running. You know the consequences. So, you know, it's gonna happen to you. You know, two things: running the streets, man, or just doing things that you don't have no business. You know, it's two ways out, man. Either jail or through death, you know, or barely death, you know, but something's gonna happen, you know, and God had a plan for me.
I mean, did you think that when I talked to you, you said that you actually believed you died that day? You know, you're out in the street selling and somebody come up and pulled a gun at close range and fired, and I think you said you were wearing a bulletproof vest that day, yes or no?
Yes, I had my vest on, man, and, you know, because I always knew that at sometimes, you know, you out there in the streets, man, it's a war zone, you know. Growing up in Oakland, man, you had to be prepared for it, you know. I got caught up. It wasn't meant for me. One of my friends had got into some trouble earlier in the day, and, you know, it followed him to where we were hanging out at that evening, you know, and I was out there picking up some food for my daughter was about to be born, so my daughter's mom, she was craving some pie, so I was supposed to have been making a run to go get some pie, but I made a few stops when I shouldn't have, you know.
Right.
Wrong place at the wrong time, man. And I can't really say it's the wrong place at the wrong time because, see, when you hang with people that's doing things, that place is meant for you. So, friend, if you're hanging with a gang, then if someone's got problems with that person, then they got problems with all.
Right. So,
you know, I learned to
pick your friends. Pick your friends good.
Pick your friend, but not only that, is just I started hanging by myself, man, after a while, man, because, you know, I can only get myself in trouble, you know. And that situation that happened with my friend, he didn't mean no harm in it. I can't blame him for it either, because it wasn't him. we're all together. We into this together. So it's like a family. When you out there in a gang, I wouldn't call it a gang, but when you out there associated in that kind of life, man, it's things that come with it. So violence comes with it. So if someone has a problem, then we all have a problem. That day he had a problem. He thought he had dealt with it, but it came back. So at the end of the day, we all had a problem with it, but we just didn't know about it. You know, I was struck in the heart, you know, and
well, we'll get more into the details of that, but we got to take our commercial break here, and then we'll learn more about the day Cato died or almost died, or his life got turned around. But we'll get to that. But right now, we got to talk a little Claiborne. Claiborne Bicycle Motocross, born from the red clay of Pensacola, Florida in 1990. Claiborne was designed to slay famous trails around Florida, USA, the Pits, Melbourne Trails, Westgate Trails, and others as well. Claiborne did battle with the likes of Florida icons David Milham, Eric Abadessa, the Tomahawk, Adam the Bomb Richards on the track. 28 years later, James Palmer takes the Claiborne brand to the World Cup races around the world. Claiborne Bicycle Motocross at ClaiborneBicycles.com. And we would like to thank Claiborne BMX for their support of the show. So before the commercial break, basically you're shot at close range, you're wearing a vest, it does some damage to your health. Howard, can you pick it up from there?
Yeah, it did a lot of damage to me, man, even though I had that vest on, man. But, you know, one of the bullets came up under my vest and hit me in my spine and chipped my spine bone, which kind of kept me paralyzed for a couple months, you know. Mm-hmm. You know, laying out there, man, and just, you know, things was coming, you know, the reason why I think I might have passed away, died for a minute, because when you black out, man, you start seeing things, man. It seemed like so much came back to as me being in kindergarten. It was like first day of coming back into school, and all that stuff passing through your mind right away like that. And it's like, man, I'm remembering all this stuff so quick. Man, I remember this guy coming up to me, man. I never seen this guy before in my life, and I knew everyone in that neighborhood, and that's why I thought maybe he was an angel. A lot of people think that I was crazy, but, man, I'm telling you, when situations happen, man, if stuff happens, man, that you don't really know how did that happen. You know, I remember this guy standing over me, man, and just waiting there. And he was one that told me that I was hitting my back, and he was feeling all these things. And I'm like, this dark time, how could you see all this stuff? You know, it's nighttime. So how did you know I was hit and everything? And when I came through again, that person wasn't around there no more. It was like he was watching over me until the paramedics came, and then he was gone.
That's not the first time I heard about an angel showing up like that.
Yeah, crazy stuff.
Yeah, it was crazy. And I just, like I said, it wasn't my time that night, you know, and that's why I use all I can right now, man, to try to keep these kids away, man, from getting into a situation like I did or anything, you know, just going to jail, period, man, because I don't want to see these kids out here getting in no trouble, man. And if I can save them, man, whether it's being on a bike, being a mentor to them, whether even passing out some basketball, I don't care what it is. It don't have to be BMX, because like I said, it's bigger than BMX. I just want to be able to save these kids. You know,
like what you said earlier, man, the doubles were calling and then the streets are calling, and now you're trying to get the doubles calling these kids, or maybe Howard Cato's calling these kids, you know.
Exactly. Well, you know, I you know, a lot of these parents, they come at me and they tell me, well, I don't want my kid to get hurt, you know, out here on this track or break something. But I be trying to explain to them, you know what? I'd rather see one of these kids break his arm, break his collarbone or something, than to end up in jail or something serious. Because, see, that collarbone and that arm break is going to heal up.
Right.
A crime never heals, especially if it's something serious. And it's always going to be there, man. And, you know, even after all the stuff that I did, man, I had some, I still had my record past follow me. So, even trying to do good stuff over 20 years, man, hadn't did nothing. And that stuff still came back in my face. So it's almost like having credit, man. You don't want to mess your credit. You start out have your good credit, man, so you won't mess it up. So what happened was my bad credit came back on me, man, and it kind of bit me a little bit, man. And I had to fix that stuff up. I thought maybe, okay, I can do all this good stuff now and everything, and it'll be excused, but it wasn't excused. So it was barriers stopping me from going to do my mission. And I was like, man, do I give up or do I continue and try to fix this so I can get up into these schools and really talk to these kids? So I went on and did the paperwork. Now, I think this lady, she thought I wasn't going to come back with my paperwork and get all this stuff filled out because she stacked all those papers up. And I told her, I said, well, I'll be back in a couple of weeks. And she just gave me the papers back. And a few friends helped me with it, man, and got this stuff together. And I came back and I brought that stuff to her. So, man, 6 months went by. I hadn't heard nothing, man. One day my mom called me and told me it was a letter over there, man. And I went over there, man, and that letter, it expunged me. So I got all my stuff taken care of, Mm-hmm. But there's a lot of people out here, man, that probably would want to do this, but they don't want to take the time out. And, if you, like I said, if you really want something, you're going to make it happen.
That's right, Howard. You saw the light, and now you're shining that light for others to see. That's good.
Man, I'm giving them the formula right now. It's there. If you want it, it's there. So the thing is to get as many kids by next year out here to these BMX tracks. Oh, not to say that we got a new track coming up. So you guys know about the pump track in Richmond, Dirt World, right?
We've been hearing some about it. So back to your injury. You lost your lung, right? You're only operating on one.
Yes, I lost one. Yeah, so I'm riding out here with one lung, man. But you can't tell, man. The way I'm turning corners out here, man, riding around this track, you couldn't tell. I'm 51. I'm 50 years old, man. Who can tell that I'm out here with one lung, man? So don't never let that stop a person, man. A handicap. I never consider myself with a handicap. Matter of fact, I forget about that stuff. I don't even think about that until some of my close friends mention it or something, because I let that go years ago.
Right on. So tell us about the jumps you got going on, or fill us in on the dirt park. How's the progress going? I know when I talked to you a year ago, you were neck deep trying to get it going, working with the city. Let us know.
Yeah, so they ended up getting Dirt World out here in Richmond, California, man. They got that going out there.
Where's Richmond in conjunction to the Bay Area?
Richmond and Oakland, they're close and close, 10 minutes from each other, 15 minutes. So it's going toward north a little bit.
Okay.
So they got that bike park going out there. Kids been having fun out there. They had the grand opening about.
I think you've been having some fun out there too, huh?
Yeah, man. I've been doing a lot of clinics out there, man, teaching kids how to ride and just riding, hitting some turns, trying to get up in the air, catch up on my little secret training of jumping.
Yeah, I heard you've been doing some jumping. I saw some footage, like Cato getting in the air.
Yeah, man. I've been trying. I'm trying to get over my fears a little bit. Just having fun and stuff, trying to keep from getting hurt. But yeah, the main thing is the kids are coming out and they having fun. They look up to a lot of us older guys out there now, and so you got to put on a good. You got to at least go out there and act like you know how to ride, so they can feel you. You don't want to come out there, man, riding soft out there. So we got to come out there hard, straight out the gate and everything. But the kids are enjoying it.
Any other dirt parks in the works, perhaps, or?
Yes, we got one coming up right now, man. It's Oakland's getting one now.
Oh, Oaktown.
Yes. So the town is gonna have a pump track now. So I guess within the next month or so that it should be coming all together. They should be getting ready to get together. I'm hoping that the weather don't start getting bad and it slows it down. But they said within a month's time that it'll be ready.
Okay, so we got Skyway Nick here. I don't know if you've ever met Skyway Nick before.
Yeah, we met.
Okay.
Yeah, we've raced each other.
Well, you know, he's a big Raider fan. The Raiders suck, by the way, but
man,
you hear that, Cato? You hear that, Cato? You hear what they're saying about our team?
Do we gotta have this conversation tonight?
I know, right?
After yesterday's game.
I know, right? Talk about getting our asses kicked.
And that was in London.
Oh,
they were in England, yeah.
That was in that country of London, Scott.
Yeah. So, you know, are you a big Raider fan? Are you looking forward to them leaving? What's going to happen?
I'm a diehard Raider fan, man. I'm born and raised in Oakland, so you know I'm a diehard Raider fan. I just think that they need to recap. Man.
Yeah, they need to do a lot of recapping.
Yeah.
but what's going to happen when they move to Vegas? You still going to cheer? Are you going to be like, yo, you left Oaktown? I can't root for you no more?
Now, when they leave, man, Bay Area BMXers is going to step it up.
Okay.
We got to have something for Oakland, man. We got to keep something going.
Hey, man, once you're a Raider fan, we're always a Raider fan, no matter where they go.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You know, we'll still be a Raiders fan, man. I'm still hoping that they don't go nowhere, man, but I don't know.
No, they're
going. The stadium's
going
being built. They were they had it on, and it's a done deal.
Well, I'm just saying, dude, I was about to say, man, the Raiders are leaving. Bay Area BMXers going to take over. Cato going to bring.
Man.
I mean,
man, I have to. Someone has to stand up.
Yeah.
You know, we have to stand. I'm gonna have to stand up real extra tall for him out there, man. Because you know, once that legacy is gone, man, you know, it's hard. We need something out here. So yeah, I'm gonna keep Bay Area BMXers alive, man.
So I got to know, do you ever bump into Marshawn Lynch at all?
Yeah, a lot. You know, he got the store downtown Oakland there, man. So he's in there most of the a few times. He usually comes in the Hanky Frank, man, because he get a lot of those Beast Mode bikes. So,
right.
Yeah, he's in there a lot. I've seen him in there a few times.
So you ever raced him? I got to know, like, Cato, nah. You got to get him out to the Richland pump track and see how he does. See if he can catch some air.
Man, I'd love to, man. I'd love to get Marshawn out there, man, if he had the time.
That would be sick to see him out of the track, dude. That would. It
would be. It would be. Anything's possible.
Yeah, well, maybe you have to wait till he retires. When he retires from the NFL, he doesn't have to worry about getting hurt. He can go out there.
No, we got to get him out there while his knees are still good, because if something happens, he won't be riding.
Marshawn's going to always be riding.
You never know, man. He might pop up at the Oakland pump track.
Yeah, that would be way cool.
Yeah. You never know. You never know who might show up out there.
We're wrapping up on our time. Do you have any words of wisdom for Rail the Berm land out there, for people in the BMX community? You know, what if I could put you down to one single message about life, BMX, whatever, Howard, Cato, Bay Area BMXers, what could it be?
Man.
That's a tough one, huh? Put you on the spot.
That's a tough one, but let me put something together. I mean, you know what? My best thing, man, is to keep pushing and stay positive, man. You know,
the 2 P's, push and positive.
The 2 P's, man, and you know, just if you have a dream, man, go for it.
And there's other P's like pump and pedal. We can go BMX related.
Well, it's like they say, you stay positive, positive things happen.
Yeah,
that's right. There it is. That's it.
That's a classic.
You know what, man? I really love what you guys are doing, man, and you know, you guys really get it out there, man. You guys have a great show going, and I'm a big fan.
Right on. Cool. I'm a huge fan of you, and a huge fan of what you're doing.
We're fans of Bay Area BMXers.
Well, you know what? Hey, that's great. So that means we both gonna keep pushing out here, man. And check it out, Brad. When I come to Phoenix in February, hey, it's gonna be my birthday. It's on my birthday anyway. So you know, I told you I was gonna buy you lunch, but it looks like you might be buying me for my birthday, man.
Brad?
Yeah, I mean, I'm as long as we just end up at lunch, I'm good with that.
Lunch is fine. Hey, but you know I'm a vegan now, so you guys gotta, you know that, right?
I was thinking Long John Silver's, but no LJS for you.
Dude, just go to Chipotle.
Well, hey, Cato, you do know I turned expert now, so I will be racing you.
Oh,
yeah,
man. Wait. So, did you say at the Grands?
Yeah, we'll be racing at the Grands, dude.
Okay, well, hey, let's lock and load, man.
That's right. Let's do this.
And also, Howard, Skyway's girlfriend looks like Frank Post, man.
Oh, Oh man.
Yeah.
I'm Bobby.
Hey, let me tell you something. About Frank. We were doing a bike ride. We did a 40-mile bike ride a few years ago.
Uh-huh.
And Frank he told me, he's like, I'm gonna meet you guys on the corner there, right? So me and Frank's riding for a minute, man. And I'm like, oh, Frank, you finna do the whole ride, right? He's like, yeah. Man, all of a sudden, I look back, man, Frank was gone. he hit me on Facebook. He was like, man, 2 miles. He said 3 blocks was good enough for me.
Yeah, that's a BMX race.
That was his whole racing career right there.
Yeah.
That was it.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Right on. So if anybody out there wants to know more about Bay Area BMXers, flood the streets with bikes, they want to help donate, how can they get in touch with you? What's the best way, Howard?
Man, BayAreaBMXers.org.
That's it?
That's it. Or contact Bay Area BMXers at yahoo.com, or just hit me up, Howard Cato, man. Cato.
Right on.
Get some information, and help these kids, man. These kids need help.
That's right. Awesome.
Yeah, man. Keep pushing. Keep staying
Keep
positive.
doing it, Howard.
Keep doing what you're doing. Thanks again for coming on. We appreciate it.
Thank you, guys.
Right on.
Don't make me go all Howard Cato on your ass now. Right.
Damn, that's going to be... I might have to go to the Grands just to watch Cato and Nick deal it out and see what happens.
We raced in Cruiser, so we always would battle pretty good. So,
like to see that one. Is it time for us to talk about Catalyst?
Add a catalyst to your racing. The Catalyst pedal from Pedaling Innovations. Donnie Robinson, Olympic bronze medalist and co-founder of the BMX Racing League, says, I put them on my bike and I won't take them off. These pedals really do feel much better. That's no bullshit. Shoes really make great pets. The Catalyst pedal increases power by supporting both ends of the arch by getting rid of flex in the foot and ankle. A mid-foot position creates a more balanced transfer of power and keeps the foot from rolling off when you're reacting in the gate. Rid yourself of the clicks and springs. Ride safe. Have fun. The Catalyst pedal. Visit pedalinginnovations.com. Go Flats!
And we'd like to thank Catalyst Pedal for their support of the show, support of BMX, support of the Flat Pedal Open there in Richmond, Virginia.
That's right.
Giving out money, loving that. And, dude, Howard Cato, keep going. Anybody out there, if you're inspired.
Yeah, if that don't inspire you, well, nothing will, man.
Get some money. He's doing a lot of good stuff, loving it. And Bradlack, you just sat and listened there. Was there what stood out to you most with the Cato interview?
Well, I think that
his enthusiasm, perhaps?
I suppose here's the thing is bicycle motocross now is a lot of hard work. It's a thankless job, and we have discussions on this show about how good, how bad, how altruistic, how important or how not important track operators are, for example,
Right.
And so, there's a debate between me and you about that a little bit, but I look like I had a guy like Howard, and it's just true altruism.
Right.
It's just true blue altruism. And that is a lot of hard work, truly thankless. Even what he's doing, he probably feels unappreciated sometimes. I'm not saying he does or necessarily, but what I'm saying is that there's, I think, with Howard, it's a true blue altruism deep down inside. So BMX is just a really hard business to be in, even when you're doing something good. And so I appreciate the hard work that he puts into it. I think that's what I think of. Of course, in the end, where's Brandon Cato? Right? Where you are, Brandon. So that being said.
Right on. Was there anything you learned there you didn't maybe know?
No, I pretty much knew the story.
You knew the story? Okay.
Yeah. He's very short.
Yeah.
Yes. I stood next to him in Albuquerque.
He's a thunder midget.
He's a wee man.
He's short.
He's a wee man.
Another giant killer.
A lot of power that way.
That's right.
I was just psyched on having a BMX track behind their elementary school, creating it on their own,
that's pretty
doing
cool.
their own series, 2-man gate, just making it happen. Like,
BMX.
dude, let's just ride it. Let's just have fun.
Nobody owns BMX. You are
Yeah.
a steward. of BMX. You do not own it.
That was like, that got me pumped up. Like, I was psyched to hear about that.
I'm not talking to anybody in specific.
Right. But I'm just saying, like, that got me pumped up. Just kids racing, own track. Oh,
I had to turn down my headphones when you got excited about it.
Cool deal. Loving that. Loving Cato. And story links at railtheberm.com. Show number 152. Headlines. We went through a few quick ones. It was a lot of Cato Bay Area BMXer stuff that way. But I wanted the people out there in the BMX community to know more about Cato and what he's doing and maybe get involved and become their own CK Flash, Howard Cato in their own area.
Right.
Stuff like that. But
This is Tyler Klumper with J&R Bicycles. You are listening to Rail the Berm, the bicycle motocross show where the fast crowd listens.
I'd like to thank Tyler for that, J&R Bikes. And make sure you stick around for RTB back pages.
That'd be cool.
But we need Bobby to take us home.
All right, we're going to talk about Tuesday's show. We're going to have Thingamajig. First turn first. Follow us on social media, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Subscribe to Rail the Berm wherever you get your podcast. Rate the show and leave a comment. Go to railtheberm.com. Click on the Amazon link and start shopping. It helps the show. Also help the show by subscribing at railtheberm.com. It's only $5 a month. Click headlines at railtheberm.com for bicycle motocross news from around the globe. Thanks to our sponsors, the Catalyst Pedal. Thanks to Metal Edge Media for the music. And thanks to our title sponsors, S Squared, Claiborne, and Answer BMX. Stick around for RTB back pages. This is the Rail the Berm crew saying, race for fun, race for life. Watch the gate! When I ride a Claiborne frame with Answer components, strangely, I receive friend requests from people in India.
This is Lauren Reynolds of S Squared. The Answer Dagger Racebook is the signature product in the Answer BMX lineup, made from carbon fiber with one-piece aluminium steer tube and crown, along with aluminium dropouts and built-in compression device. The Answer Dagger Racebook. AnswerBMX.com.
Hold the gate! Hold the gate! Stay tuned for RTB back pages.
Collins Kool-Aid is refreshing. It hydrates the mind and lifts the spirit. It unwedgies the brain while lubricating the conscience, transforming you, the listener, into a BMXican.
While at Durango BMX for their state race over the summer, I noticed an interesting scene developing later in the day. See, the track in Durango shares a pickup site with a whitewater rafting tours. So when the whitewater rafting tours finish up, the big buses drive through the BMX parking lot and pick up the rafters about 200 feet from the finish line of the BMX track. So there's this big race going on while people are finishing up a whitewater rafting trip, all at the same location. Well, the rafters are just hanging out while the staff loads up all the equipment. I sat and watched the rafters watching the races. All of them were watching intensely as the race was going on. They were very interested in what was going on at the BMX track. You could tell they kind of wished that they could maybe get out there and experience BMX. Well, the bus was loaded and it was time for them to leave. You could tell they wanted to stay longer and check out the racing. And I saw this happen at least with seven or eight different rafting groups. It makes me wonder, what were they thinking as they were driving away from the track or the rafting spot? Were they going to come back later to check out the racing? Were they going to investigate the racing that they were watching and see if they could maybe get involved in the sport? Or was it just something cool at the time that they would soon forget about later in the day? I do wonder how many of the kids were bugging their parents to come back out and check it out. Maybe this was BMX's chance to get some new racers. Maybe not. But it brings me to a question I've asked myself many times. Do all kids want to do BMX? I kind of feel like all kids want to do BMX at some point in their life. The joy of riding a bike as a kid can lead to so much adventure and freedom. Now, not all kids who want to do BMX will want to race. Some will want to just cruise around the town with their friends, discovering new things in the neighborhood. Some kids will want to just ramp off curbs and do tricks. Some kids will be too scared to try that stuff, but secretly are jealous of the kids who can do it. Some will just want to line up and race on their BMX bikes. But pretty much all kids want to do doing something on a BMX bike. I truly believe that. I know that kids today don't get to experience the feeling that only a BMX bike can give you. You BMXicans out there in Rail the Berm land know what I'm talking about. So many of the kids today are just sitting at home hooked on playing video games. But it would be great if we could just get kids riding bikes. Howard Cato, love it. Greg Hill once said, BMX is the best kept secret in youth sports. When I first heard that, I realized he's so right. I know that I wanted to do BMX way sooner in my life, but I didn't know where to go or how to get involved. I got my access into the sport like many of us did, word of mouth. I met a kid in the neighborhood that had some dirt jumps that he built to practice for racing. When I got the courage to talk to him, he told me about the sport and where the closest track was, which happened to be an hour and a half from my house. But I was bugging my dad to take me out there, and luckily he did. But if it wasn't for that neighborhood legend introducing me to BMX, I would not have had the BMX journey in my life. I would definitely not be railing the berm with you guys for the last year and a half. I would be living some non-BMX life if not for Tony. I think I would have had some adventure in my life, but it would have been a much different path or trail than my BMX journey. But try to do your best to let the secret of BMX out into the public. Try to let people know about BMX and how to get involved and where to go, because you know that all kids really want to do BMX. Just like those white water rafting groups watching it there in Durango were curious about BMX, they just didn't know who, what, where, or even how to do it. Be like Howard Cato. Get kids on bikes.
And you know what, man? I really love what you guys are doing, man. And, you know, you guys really get it out there, man. You guys have a great show going. And I'm a big fan. Just to let you guys know.